Deva. He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. He Nath Narayana Vasu. Deva, Deva. He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. Shri, Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Krishna Govinda Hare Murari. He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. He Nath one of my favorite bhajans, and I just wrote down the notations and chords for this. I mean, I stole it from a YouTube tutorial, most of the parts, but it only had notes, so I added some chords, not to take away any credit from the original tutorial. So I'm still struggling about what fingers to use for what notes. That is my biggest challenge right now. So that is why it is very choppy and scratchy, because I'm still trying to figure out my fingering. Shri, Shri, Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari. He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. So if I just try to sing the verses, the melody should sound something like this. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari, He Nath Narayan Vasudeva. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari, He Nath Narayan Vasudeva. And then the notes go one step lower, so it sounds a little more bassier. He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. Repeats. He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. And the whole verse repeats again. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari, He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari, He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari, He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. Now notes go one step lower. He Nath Nara, He Nath Nara, Yana Vasudeva. He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. He Nath Nara, Yana Vasudeva. He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. Talk about starting on wrong note. Shri Krishna Krishna Govinda Hare Murari, He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari, He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari, He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari, He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari, He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari, He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari, He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari, He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari, He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari, He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari, He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari, He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari, He Nath Narayana Vasudeva so many mantras or bhajans of Krishna ji, and I love them all. Of course, the most popular one is the Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Again, the second, this one is also very good. Shri Krishna Govinda, Hare Murari, He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. And then there is Achyutam Keshavam. Achyutam Keshavam Krishna Damodaram Ramanarayanam Janaki Vallabham. As the police siren goes by in the background, and the fourth one, which I learned very recently, it goes something like Om Krishnaya Vasudevaya Hare Paramatmane Pranatah Kleshanashaya Govindaya Namo Namah. All very, very powerful. They all bring a lot of peace and joy when you sing or chant them. But don't just go on learning new mantras and verses and bhajans, right? Or shlokas, whatever. Just take up one mantra and keep chanting it for the rest of your life. Let's try this once more. Shri, Shri, Krishna Govinda, Hare Murari, He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. Shri Krishna Govinda, Hare Murari, He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. Also want to talk about Bhagavad Gita. I mean, who am I to talk about Bhagavad Gita? But just a couple of days back, I finished up reading Bhagavad Gita as it is. This is by Srila Prabhupada ji, who's founder of ISKCON, and took me almost 1 year to finish reading it. I mean, it's not that lengthy, around 750 pages, 18 chapters, but I'm very slow at reading, and I would only read like 5 verses a day. If the verses were really short, like a couple of pages, I would read like 10 verses, but that was max. 10 or 15 verses max. Usually not more than 5 a day. And it still took me 1 year to finish reading it. finished reading it for the first time, but definitely not the last. In fact, I started rereading it again, as you can see from the bookmark. This time I skipped all the intro and preface and jumped straight to the chapter first. Hare Krishna. Yeah. Actually, I was on my way back to home from my dukan, my work. दुकान से घर आ रहा था and I saw the van parked. This is 1 year back I'm talking about. ISKCON की van, it was parked on the way, and I just approached and asked if they had a English translation of the Gita, and of course they did. And luckily I had so this book costs like 300 rupees. I'm not sure exactly how much, but around 300 rupees, and luckily I did have 300 rupees to spare in my on my phone, so ended up buying it, and one of the best decisions ever, best 300 rupees I've ever spent. Everyone should read Bhagavad Gita if they haven't, once in a life. Let's practice it once more. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. If you were to ask me, what did you learn from Bhagavad Gita, right? If you mention someone that I have been reading Gita, or if someone asks you what are you reading currently, and if you say I am reading Bhagavad Gita currently, or if you mention someone that I just finished reading Bhagavad Gita, people would really, the first question they would shoot to you is, what did you learn, or tell me something about Bhagavad Gita. So if you were to ask me what did I learn, I don't have any good answer to that question, right? Because usually it's not just Bhagavad Gita, whatever book I've read in my life, right? And there aren't many books that I have read. I'm not an avid reader, voracious reader, anything like that. I have a few books in my shelf over here. I can count it in my fingers. They are not more than 10 books. So I just reread those books, and what I'm trying to say is, if you ask me what did I learn, I don't have any good answer to that question. I just try to absorb the essence of the book. I don't really study. People usually take down notes of, once they finish reading something, they take down, they make notes, they make summary, they make reviews, they write down reviews, they write down their take on the book and stuff like that. I don't do that, and I did not do that with Bhagavad Gita. If you ask me what did I learn, I don't have any good answer to that question. As I said, just absorb the essence of the book. As they say, these things are scriptural or spiritual books or anything like that, they transform you, but they kind of purify you in a way. Not trying to brag or anything about pavitra ho gaya, nothing else, that sort. But yeah, these kind of books are very special. I don't know what to say, don't know what to talk, so I'll just practice. first day of practicing this, and the chords are easy. There aren't many chords, just 3 or 4 chords, and I think I've already developed muscle memory for those. But the only challenge that I'm having is again trying to position my finger and understanding the most efficient fingering for these notes. How can I move my fingers in the most effective way? Because the first note starts with C, right? And the C chord on the left hand. Shri. But then after that, you don't play the C note ever again in the whole bhajan. It's just the first starting note, Shri. Shri, Shri, Krishna. And the rest of the notes, like E, F, G, A, and A sharp. You don't have to move your hand at all for the rest of the notes. It's just that the first note, you play the first note and then you have to move your hand, and then your hand doesn't move at all for the rest of the bhajan. So I'm just trying to figure that out. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari once I'm able to play it smoothly, right? Once I'm good at playing it, I'll record the video with the camera on top from bird's eye view, so you can see the fingers, the notes I'm playing. I'll make it short. I'll make it under 3 minutes so that I can upload it as a YouTube short, not this big ass video. It's already 26 minutes. Another thing is that at any given point I'm not able to remember notes of one song, and that one song is the song that I'm learning. As soon as I'm done with that song and I move on to learning another song, I just completely forget the previous one. So the previous one that I played was Shri Veer Hanumana Ati Balwana. I do kind of remember that melody. That one is easy. And before that, I learned to play the intro of Agar Tum Saath Ho. Let's see if I can still play that. Starting on wrong note again. Trying to play without looking? Is that even possible? Back to this one. Shri, Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari Nath Krishna Govinda Hare That's all. 30 minutes long video.